Hello, good morning everyone. I'm Maria Priskalia Nahak. My registration number is 322300027. I'm from 3A semester English study program. Here I would like to present my midterm exam about humanism learning theory, which is the part of learning and teaching course. So now we move to the next slide. Here we would like to find out what is the definition of humanism learning theory. Humanism learning theory is a psychological and educational approach that focuses on the whole person and their personal growth. It is concerned with the development of the individual's self-awareness and personal potential. Unlike behaviorism or cognitivism, humanism believes that learning is student-centered and should address the emotional and psychological needs of learners. So now we would like to find out what are the basic concepts of humanism learning theory. First, learner-centered focus. This theory places the learner at the center of the learning process. Each individual is seen as a unique being with different potentials, feelings, and needs. Learning is designed to meet personal needs and enable the full development of the learner's potential. The next concept is self-actualization. The main goal of education in humanism is to help learners to achieve self-actualization, which is the full development of the individual's potential. According to Maslow, before reaching this stage, basic needs such as food, security, and a sense of belonging must be fulfilled. The next concept is intrinsic motivation. Humanism emphasizes the importance of intrinsic motivation, which is the internal drive to learn. Learners are motivated by their desire to grow and find meaning rather than by external rewards or punishments. Next, personal experience in learning. Learning must be relevant and related to the learner's personal experiences. Learners are more likely to learn and understand if they can connect the material to their own life or previous experiences. Next, teacher as facilitator. The teacher acts as a facilitator, not merely an authority figure who delivers knowledge. The teacher's role is to support, guide, and create an environment that allows learners to discover knowledge on their own through exploration and experience. The next concept is holistic learning. Humanism views learning as a holistic process, meaning it develops not only cognitive aspects but also the emotional, social, and physical aspects of the learner. In humanism learning theory, education is not just about teaching knowledge but also helping personal development in all areas. Next, freedom and responsibility. Learners are given freedom to set their learning goals and decide how they want to achieve them. However, this freedom is accompanied by responsibility to make decisions and engage in the learning process. Next, positive relationship between teacher and learner. A positive relationship filled with empathy, understanding, and trust between the teacher and the learner is essential. Teacher must create an environment where learners feel safe to express themselves and learn without fear. So now we would like to find out who are the key figures that discovered humanism learning theory. First, Abraham Maslow. Abraham Maslow, known for the hierarchy of needs, outlined 5 stages of human needs. Those are physiological, safety, social, esteem, and self-actualization. Maslow emphasized that basic needs like food, water, esteem, social, safety must be fulfilled before individuals can achieve self-actualization. His work highlights the importance of emotional and psychological well-being in the learning process. Next, Carl Rogers, a proponent of self-directed learning. Rogers introduced the concept of unconditional positive regard. He believed that learners thrive in supported environments where they feel accepted, and he advocated for student-centered teaching with teachers acting as facilitators. The next figure is Rolla May. He associated with existential psychology, May focused on freedom, responsibility, and personal meaning. He emphasized the importance of self-discovery and authenticity, advocating for environments that encourage learners to confront challenges and find purpose in their learning. Here we have moved to the next slide. In this slide, we will discuss about stages of student development based on humanistic learning theory. First, early self-discovery. This stage starts from 0 until 2 years old. Focus on learning through sensory experiences and interactions with adults. The development of this stage is infants begin to recognize themselves through interactions with parents and their environment. A sense of security and affection from caregivers forms the foundation for healthy emotional development. Next, exploration and social relationships. The children from 3 until 5 years old in this stage focus play-based and exploratory learning. The development of this stage is young children start interacting with peers and forming social relationships. They learn about themselves and others through play, which serves as an important tool in learning. A supportive environment helps them feel comfortable to explore. Next, experiential learning from 6 until 12 years old. Focus on active learning and application of knowledge. Children become involved in more structured learning. They learn by doing such as through projects, experiments, and practical activities. Here, their curiosity and intrinsic motivation are crucial. The next stage is independence and identity. This stage focuses on decision making and identity development. Adolescents from 13 until 18 years old begin to take greater responsibility for their education. They explore personal interests, values, and life goals. Independence and the ability to make choices are important in the learning process, supported by teachers and parents. Next, reflection and personal growth. This stage focuses on reflection on life experiences and learning. Young adults from 19 until 25 years old start to reflect on their learning experiences and how these contribute to personal growth. They pursue academic and career goals while building deeper relationships with others. Self-awareness and understanding of their strengths and weaknesses become more pronounced. The last stage of development in humanism learning theory is self-actualization and contribution to society. This is from 26 years old and above. This stage focuses achievement of goals and positive contributions. Individuals strive for self-actualization by developing their full potential. They feel driven to contribute to society through careers, volunteering activities, and social participation. Lifelong learning becomes an important part of their lives. And now we would like to discuss about the application of humanism learning theory in learning process. First, student-centered learning. Prioritizing the needs, interests, and abilities of students in designing the curriculum and learning activities. Teaching is conducted in a way that allows students to actively participate in the learning process, such as through discussions, projects, and collaboration. Next, supportive learning environment. Creating a safe, inclusive, and empathic environment where students feel valued and heard. Teachers act as facilitators who support the emotional and social development of students, allowing them to learn without fear. Next, development of student independence. Giving students their freedom to choose topics, methods, and ways of learning that they prefer. This encourages students to take responsibility for their own learning and enhance intrinsic motivation. Next, reflection and feedback. Encouraging students to reflect on their learning experiences through journals, discussions, or feedback sessions. Students can contemplate what they have learned, connect it to their lives, and identify areas for improvement. Next, experiential learning, utilizing activities that involve hands-on experiences and the application of knowledge in real-world contexts. Examples include field projects, experiments, and simulations that allow students to learn through practice and reflect on their experiences. The next is emphasis on interpersonal relationships, developing positive relationships between teachers and students as well as among students themselves. These relationships are crucial for creating a sense of trust and support that enhance motivation and engagement in learning. Next, holistic education, providing education that focuses not only on academic aspects but also on the emotional, social, and physical development of students, integrating activities that foster emotional intelligence, social skills, and creativity into the curriculum. The next is appreciation of diversity, valuing and celebrating individual differences in learning styles, cultural backgrounds, and interests. Adapting teaching approaches to meet the diverse needs of students, including those with special needs. Okay, now we moved on to the next slide, advantages. Advantages from humanistic learning theory. First, appreciates individuality. Humanism values each person as a unique being with different potentials. Next, meaningful learning. The learning process becomes more relevant and meaningful to students, increasing intrinsic motivation. The next is positive environment. Teachers create a learning environment that supports children's emotional and intellectual growth, boosting self-confidence. Next is disadvantages from humanism learning theory. First, lack of structure. The approach may be too flexible, leading to confusion for students who need more guidance and structure. The next disadvantage is difficult to measure. Personal development and self-actualization are harder to objectively measure compared to academic achievements. Next, let's focus on academic skills. Because it focuses on personal development, this approach may sometimes reduce attention to formal academic skills. In conclusion, humanism theory views humans as beings with unlimited potential, emphasizing the importance of personal freedom, growth, and self-actualization. In education, this approach is applied through student-centered learning and creating an environment that supports optimal individual development. So that's all my presentation today. If there are mistakes, I apologize. Thank you for your attention. Bye bye.